This is the first slidecast in a series of slidcasts about the conditions of contract. But before we get into the conditions of contract, we just want to look at where they're located. So here is the construction contract. You can see that the construction contract consists of several documents: the tender document, communications, tender submission, right down to the contract agreement. And these are all produced in the course of the tendering process. What we're looking at over the next few weeks is just the tender document. We're not looking at these other ones. They're very important, but the tender document is the main part of the contractual agreement, and so that's what we're looking at. Let's look at what the tender document's composed of. It's got the conditions of contract, which are the rules, the allocation of risk, of responsibilities, the roles and responsibilities of each of the parties, the rights and obligations of each of the parties. So that's the rules. The schedule of prices is is a breakdown of what the contract works entails. So we take all of the stuff that needs to be done to build the contract works, and we break it down into smaller parts which are similar in requirements. So all of the pipe workers in one place, all of the concrete workers in one place, and so on. The next part is the specifications, which is a written statement of the quality requirements, what standards should the materials be up to, what standards of workmanship are required. So that's a written document. Then you've got the drawings, which are drawings basically of the layout of the works, of the details. So that provides the specific details of what needs to be built. And lastly, there's the appendices, which is other relevant information such as, say, geotechnical reports, consent conditions, and other things that the contractor needs to know about in order to accurately price the the contract works. Now, what we're looking at in this series of slidecasts is just these conditions of contract, the first part of it. So let's look at what they're composed of. There's the conditions of tendering, which are the rules of the tendering process, the things that you need to know to put together that tender submission. And then there's these two, the general and special conditions of contract, and they work together. They're two parts of one document, if you like. The general conditions, which are the general statements, which is NZS 3910, and the special conditions, which provides clarification on the general conditions, which provides more detail, which can modify it. So that's what the special conditions does. Now we're going to look at these two in more detail in the next slidecast.